The Rose of Tralee, Ireland's world-renowned competition to find the most talented, lovely and fair woman globally, is held annually in August. Now, it attracts huge TV audiences. It showcases all that is best about Ireland and those of Irish descent. It's now in its 58th year. It retains much of its original traditional charm, but is modern in a refreshing way as a celebration of the aspirations, ambitions, intellect, social responsibility and Irish heritage of modern young women. Now, I caught up with the current London Rose, Caoimhe Gallagher, just before she left for the Rose of Tralee. Caoimhe, great to speak to you.
Hi, Jerry. Thanks for having me.
A real pleasure. Congratulations on being selected at the ball at the Clayton Crown Hotel, Cricklewood in May as the 2017 London Rose. Caoimhe, you were born in Donegal to mum Mary and dad Sean and raised in Killorglin, County Kerry, the kingdom itself. However, currently London is your adopted home and you were embracing it. Tell us about your profession and also your voluntary work.
Yeah, so I'm working as a physiotherapist at St George's Hospital and also at Wimbledon Rugby Club. And I've been in Tooting now for 6 years. I came over to study and just never left, fell in love with London, so ended up staying here.
Okay.
And I suppose charity work-wise, more recently, we've had a big fundraiser a few weeks ago to raise money for one of the players at Wimbledon, actually, who suffered a complete spinal injury a few years ago.
Right.
And also for a lovely little boy that I met at my first event called Shay Murray, and he's living with mitochondrial disease. So we're trying to fundraise a bit for him to help build a palliative care room.
Well done. Now you must have great time management skills, because added to this you've had a busy schedule at various events for charitable causes and acting as an ambassador with other finalists. Can you tell us a little bit about some of the your fundraising activities?
Yeah, so we, I suppose, as a group, as the London Rose 2017 class, in a run-up to the final, we were at lots of different events, and we did actually a charity Gaelic football game, which was very funny because most of us had no idea how to play. So we did that for the Southwark Irish pensioners and for ICAP. And then since then, we've been at loads of different kind of charity events, and it's been lovely. A lot of the girls from the final have been with me at lots of the events, and we've all stayed quite close, which is really nice.
Indeed. Now, it's evident from media coverage that yourself and the other finalists, together with past Roses, Emma Murphy O'Connor and Dr. Aisling Hillary, made a great team. And with the reach of the Irish diaspora, you'll meet contestants from far and wide. I get a sense that the whole festival and the run-up to it is a marvellous experience. There are no divas, and the competition can only be a force for good.
It's amazing. It really is. I mean, you meet so many people and make so many friends through this. And Aisling Hillary actually arrived to my house about 11 o'clock last night with a big hamper that she'd made for me as a gift for Tralee. And I think that's a testament in itself to how everyone truly gets on. You know, we're all busy, we all have our own schedules, but we make time for each other.
Excellent. Now, we just better be clear here. The Rose of Tralee competition is not a beauty pageant. There's light-hearted elements, but certainly no tacky side to it. On the contrary, entrance show off a range of skills. Just how did you impress the judges in London?
Well, it's funny, actually. It's the big question everyone asks, what's your talent? And I suppose it's the most fun side of the stage performance, but actually it doesn't count at all towards the judging. It's purely for entertainment, but it really is a bit of fun and it adds to the night. And what I did in London was a random little mix. I took out the dancing shoes for the first time in 5 years, and I sang a little bit of Lord of the Dance, and then did a treble reel and finished with the brush dance.
Excellent. Well done. Well done. Now, your sponsor is Tim Dan Sullivan of construction company, the Danny Sullivan Group. Tim is well known, of course, with his generosity in supporting countless Irish causes down through the years, is greatly appreciated. Tim has been poorly, and we wish him a speedy recovery, Caoimhe. I'm sure Tim's input has made all the difference.
Absolutely. Dan has been absolutely amazing from day one. He actually even threw me a little party up in the office before the London Rose selection even happened. And we just get on so well. And there's actually a mass for him, a Get Well Mass, tomorrow morning up in Quecks Road. So I'm going to head up to that as well. And very sad that he won't be able to be with us in Tralee, but I know he's there in spirit.
Right. Now, Caoimhe, I've heard tell that you've wanted to be a physio since the age of 17. How long have you wanted to be a Rose?
I think this saying kind of became a little bit famous from the night of the London Rose selection. My friend turned around to me and he said, why does it mean so much to you? And I said, well, put it like this. I've wanted to be a physio since I was 17, but I've wanted to be a rose since I was 4.
Okay. Okay. Now, naturally, your parents are proud of you. And indeed, your sister, your mother recalls that yourself and your sister Eve used to get very excited as little girls in Kerry when all the roses were in town and there was a carnival atmosphere. And when you were around 6, the Texas rose was one of your favourites. You had
You know lots of stories.
yeah, I believe your heart set on getting your autograph.
I did. And I eventually found her. So in the day before the newspapers actually produced the books with all the photos ready, we used to go through the paper, cut out every Rose's photo and stick it in a little copybook. And then we would find them in Tralee and try and get their autograph. And I remember Texas was the last one on my list that day, but I refused to leave Tralee until I met her.
Right.
And I found her. We found her and we met the family, and her dad sat me on his knee and sang me the Yellow Rose of Texas and gave me a Stetson and stuck a little yellow rose on it. And battered and dusty, but we still have the hat.
Excellent. So I think that story encompasses sort of all that it is about sort of the Rose of Tralee. Now, as we said, the competition seeks to find a worthy representatives for Tralee and Ireland. Now, there's an endearing story about you that most certainly didn't come from you, but we heard on the grapevine. You were saving up for a designer Ted Baker Dade dress for your interview selection for the London Rose and nearly at your target. However, anonymously, you diverted your funds to a charitable cause and borrowed a dress from your sister. Now we won't.
How do you know about that one?
There you go. Now we won't draw you on that story, but being good from the inside out and not shouting about it as a great quality. Well done.
Thank you.
Are you looking forward to the Rose of Tralee competition?
I am. I am so excited. I think I've been fairly distractible at work for the last week. But just doing a couple of nice things this weekend, meeting some of the London Rose finalists tomorrow to watch the football, and then I fly home on Tuesday. So I'm very excited now.
Right. Would you like to say a few hellos and thank yous before we close?
Yeah, I suppose there's countless people to thank, but first a big hello to everybody I'm working with at St. George's who has to put up with me talking about the Rose non-stop, and for being so good in helping me get all the time off. Big thank you to the family for literally sorting out my life while I'm over here and getting me ready for Tralee, and to everybody who's been just amazing and supported me, and the countless people that I've met through the festival already.
Absolutely excellent. Now, the Rose of Tralee International Festival takes place 16th to the 22nd of August. Caoimhe, enjoy every minute, and please come back and talk to us again further down the line to update us on your adventures. Listen, we wish you every success in the Rose of Tralee.
Thanks, Jerry. Yes, I'll definitely be back to have a chat, and I'm sure I'll have lots of stories for you.
Lovely. Caoimhe, thank you very much. Lovely to talk to you.
Thanks, Jerry. Bye-bye.